Yo,
Good
good
night.
night, good night,
Good
good
night.
night.
Good night. Boom. Good night. We both
Good
here.
night. What going on?
We
What going on?
both
Let me do the proper introductions here, cause we got a big one here for tonight. A man called Tyrone, but he can get room to heat. So welcome. Good night. Welcome to the UpInsideYuh podcast powered by Allery Media
Media
Productions.
Productions.
We got Allery every time.
Right?
Allery every time.
So we put another episode of the Up Inside Your podcast. As I said, we're each week we get up inside your business, up inside your life, up inside your beliefs. We analyzing issues affecting Barbados and the world today. I am Chad, your host, and I'm here with Keita, the girl them coffee sweetener. we deal
Whoa.
with Janelle.
Yes.
She like boys that name
Whoa.
Patel. And
Whoa.
This man,
our
listen,
new
lyrics.
edition. You better call Tyrone.
I've
Somebody
never
give me
ever
a-
heard that before. Ever in my whole life.
Yeah. So was that you never hear?
I've never ever heard that before in my whole life. Nobody has ever done that.
That's
You
the
mean
norm.
that kind of introduction?
Already that's the norm day.
No, nobody
Listen,
knows
if I
you're
tell
not
you-
ever.
If I tell you
Nobody
that
Ever.
if I tell you that I don't have the I got here that I am here with Keita, Janelle, and Tyrone, you know, but things are just coming to
But
my
it's tough.
head, and I just gotta do it, cause I'll be
You need to write
denying
songs.
my. Well, listen, I got saying here, right few people do, you know.
You
And I can give
every
that
week.
at the end. We get into that at the end. I can get into that at
Every
the
week.
end. I got left everything. But
Good.
we here tonight. And so far, well, I ain't got my chat.
Oh yeah,
and thing
I
enabled.
may to see the live chat. Everyone welcome people.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
sure that
yeah,
when on a line, click like, get the likes up, get me up in there, so up in the big numbers with the other podcasts and everything. So we coming to you tonight all the way from our homes.
It's true.
We
Yeah,
went
we'll
to
Maybe at Barbados.
we new spot. So, lady and gents, what going on? We're gonna talk to the people there. Kita, you could get a start. Say introduce you first as the girl, then coffee sweetener. So talk with the people then.
Nah, everything cool. I just want to make sure everybody good. Everybody come inside the chat. They get everybody tonight.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure to be
sanitize.
here. Yeah, sanitize on the hands. It's a pleasure to be here though because this is 1 year annual. That we about here. 1 year. A little more than 365 days, but we both here. Maybe if we were to make glasses tonight, then I have to make glasses tonight to this event because this is 1 year in the business and it's been a really great year. We do a lot. We come a long way. We learn a lot. We learn a lot on the job like some people, but we actually did learn on the job and we move forward. Tonight,
I feel like it's longer than a year, yeah. It feels longer than a year.
Well, the year and 3 days, to be honest, but we play. So tonight we got a nice show for you guys. Yeah. So we going forward, but tonight we're talking about so much different things, so much different topics. We got so much different topics. Where y'all want to start though? Because I don't know if we're gonna gas up or how to stop. I know what
Look funny boy lyrics tonight, boy. Everybody was.
I know what stop. But I gassed up tonight because we all know what happened over the past week, and I hope that you got your notes. Because I know you're a man that record the gas price every month over month. So I hope you got your notes.
You know that I thought about that today, and because of the busy day that I had, I still didn't get to read it down. I ain't got a screenshot. I send it to my other phone so that I can read it. Because I can read it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
That was involved for. Because you see right now, the current situation of our business, gas.
Yeah.
So
I was hearing some stuff though. I was hearing some stuff on the radio, and then the young gentleman who he's do his own personal videos. He actually brought up some pretty decent points about how like they like to talk about international market value, and they like to talk about how freighting it from wherever in Trinidad to Barbados, but a lot of islands that are further away from Trinidad compared to us are having way lower prices per liter, and it's not making sense. So it's like it begs to, where is the accountability? Where is the person who needs to come forward and state, okay, the reason why it is this amount is because this, and this tangible things. We don't have that. We always like shooting in the dark, trying to figure out exactly why is the gas so expensive. It does not make sense, and nobody is coming forward to make it make sense, which making me believe that there has to be some form of corruption going on where, we losing out money here, we bleeding money here, so we gotta try and tax these people more and let them make up for the losses. That's basically what it's looking like to me. Because as I said, nobody coming forward and telling me these 4 things are the reason why that gas is in the air, so that we would know, that makes sense. And that's why it is. Because everything is being disproved on the radio, on people's personal social media. Everybody is talking about the reasons why it could possibly be so high, and then we are finding out, wait a minute, the reason that we were talking about before don't make sense no more because X, Y, and Z, and it's something tangible. So we need accountability. So let Tyrone come in there, man. Talk to the people.
Accountability fundamentally lies with it's all in the name. At the end of the day, people in the governance of anything means that you are guiding the body of whatever you're in charge of forward. You have an issue to deal with. These are the streams of data coming in. This is how you deem the right manner or way to address the circumstance. Apparently, we have a circumstance where in Barbados where tax is the way to get out of the current circumstance that we are in. But what I am shocked to shocked to see is that that was exactly what was critiqued by the current administration of the previous administration. So I don't understand why you just you said to them you can't tax yourself out of a recession, but right now you're taxing us into one. I mean, we're already in one as a result of the so-called pandemic. So like, we need some kind of alleviation. Something needs to be done. And as the good brother Olu said in his well broken down monologue, there are things that can be done. And as you rightly said, we need to make it make sense. So we don't want just people like the good tourism minister scolding the Barbadian public for having an opinion on something, or even the good honorable prime minister, Comrade Motley, all doing the same for whatever reason, for people having an opinion. We need governance really understanding, because your job as a governmental organization in a country is, if the will of the people is X or Y, you are to find ways to make it the path forward, no matter what are things you have to do. So if it is that you are saying to me, okay, gas, up constantly, and people are saying to you, okay, well, you know what, the buck stops here, we ain't getting any further, something needs to be done.
You know what you think?
I guess we're all in agreement.
I was asking you to know what you think we could do differently.
But before we get to what we can do differently, I guess it's all tight, because there are things that the government is expected when it comes to good governance and the situation that we're in. We should be able to see the breakdown of the gas prices, what goes where. You should be able to see, because what was being said is that the import is so high, the import duties are so high, and you're taxing, just as what Turner was saying, so you're taxing us so heavily. So there and at the pump. So where does it end? And the government is supposed to be accountable. That is one of the principles of the governance, being accountable. And to be accountable, that means that there must be transparency. That's another principle of good governance. So you started your whole term on being transparent, yet still we cannot see the numbers, and that is where you really need to be accountable for. We want to see, and then if you break down, most of the people in Barbados, we're not foolish. We understand, and if we know, okay, well, this is it. It seems as though, okay, like I can go online and I can find our constitution and I can read all the parts of the constitution and all that there. Why can't see what the import duties on these things are, and then what is going where and what is this going towards and stuff like that? That is a problem, and we need to hold them accountable there. We need to come out and say, hey, let us see these numbers. What if this might be something real small? You got 10 people. You want the Fair Trading Commission to deal with best in circles and all sorts of things. But we got these other things here to deal with.
Oh my God! Yes.
This is my thing. So
back in the circles being too important when we got way more issues to deal with.
You know what I mean?
That is the least of anybody's concerns, including the people who want back the money that them think that them ought to. No, that's not what we're concerned about. Where is this country going? If you say that you're supposed to be transparent, let us see it. Don't tell me your transparency is having a minister of media or whatever. That's optics. We are not about the optics. See, people more intelligent than that, and we're sick and tired of it. Yes, as I always say, we got a little 40-second democracy, but there's more to it. If you're a democratic country, you should be more accountable for your actions. And something like this here right now, we really want answers. That is as simple as it for me. There's more I wanted to say, but again, let me go back wrong again.
Well, we went to school at all these big schools and these fancy schools to get education, to know better, to have an opinion, but then when we have an opinion, it's an issue, and I can't see how that makes sense. You told me to go to school and learn to know better. I know that we know better, And we're trying to do better and trying to understand the situation so we can put ourselves in a better place. We are told that we shouldn't have an opinion. That's an issue for me.
I agree,
a big
100%.
issue for me.
Okay.
You can't tell
All
me
right.
not to have an opinion.
So I can give, excuse me, I can give the people a little history here, right? Because I got records in terms of the gas prices for every month since 2018.
Receipts.
Wow.
So what I got here right now, I can just because I wasn't prepared, because I didn't get the chance to, I can just give a rundown of from January 2020 to we got here last year, to actually this month, June 2021. All right. So keep up with me, cause I just not do little calculations there while you guys were talking.
You just a
Yeah,
quick math.
when I used to record mine too. Funny enough, I used to record mine for that same time. So that's where we go. Go ahead.
You just a
So
quick
January
math, Dad?
5th, January 5th, 2020, the gas was decreased by 3 cents, right? February 2nd, 2020, it was increased by 3 cents. March 2nd, 2020, it was decreased by 13 cents. April 5th, 2020, it was increased by 12 cents. May 3rd, 2020, it was decreased by 48. That would have been around the time when we were abolished world tax. June 7th, 2020, it was decreased by $1.10. So that was coming down to the lowest that we had seen gas drop for a good while. But don't forget, the world was in a pandemic at that point in time. Canada had some of the lowest price barrels of oil on record forever. So it was decreased by $1.10. Okay, we're moving on. July 2020, it was increased by 16 cents. All right. So this is where I started my calculation because $1.10 sound real big a drop. But what I did between July, I think I called them out singularly, but from July up until October of that same year, it went back up steadily, and it actually went over by 10 cents. So you get $1.10 drop in June. Then on July 2020, it was increased by 16 cents. 2nd of August, increased by 20 cents. September 6th, increased by 6 cents. October 4th, increased by 14 cents. So when you do that calculation, you abolish the $1.10 you get in June, and you're back over again by October of the same year. We in a pandemic, nobody's going anywhere. The world got record low oil prices. So we back up in the air. Right? Continuing, November 1st, decreased by 5 cents. December 6th, decreased by 5 cents. January this year, increased by 5 cents. March, because we didn't get one for February. March, it was increased by 17 cents. April 4th, increased by 20 cents. May 2nd, increased by 2 cents. And now June 6th, increased by 9 cents. So, with all that being said, they're doing a lot of things. That's all I gotta say because one thing that I just tell people is that when you don't have evidence, tangible evidence leading and showing a trend, you have to go based off of opinion. Even though you might know you're right, but you don't have the facts to prove it. And as we know in this world, it's not what is right or what is truthful, but what you could prove.
Correct.
And I got it here. I got it right here written down. I got every single thing screenshot so that they can't say that, oh, I'm making up things. This is every single time that they do it. I don't know if the camera gonna pick up that, but that would be the screenshot stating done by X, raised by X. Mm-hmm. So this is not personal opinion. This is hardcore fact because I even labeled the note that I created as trying to understand gas prices. That's what I labeled it as. Because I literally was trying to understand how do we go from increasing X amount to increasing X amount. And I have noticed that if, for example, we went up by 16 cents, we come down by 14 cents. So the price still up by 2 cents. Then the next month, it's going to go up again. Then it's going to come back down again. But it's a steady increase that has been happening over the past year and some that I have started this record. And as I said, it started in January 2018. So my thing is, right,
Hey.
we have to ask, not ask, we got to demand these people to come forward because don't forget, people care about guns and all kind of shit. Just this year, there was a white man ranting and raving, calling people niggas. We forget about that already. Barbadians' memories real short. 1 minute,
Facts.
we
Big facts.
up and uproar about what this and
Big
what that. We ain't
facts.
taking this no more. Just enough time. It is disappear and we on to the next thing. This gas situation is no different. It is time for the people of Barbados to start demanding these people that we employ to come to us and all of the transparency when us stating when a mandate will be fine. With the need to bring complete transparency as to how these prices up in the air and every other island in the Caribbean is enjoying a lower rate per liter for gas. It is time to stop playing the ass, Barbados.
But I can tell you something, you know what, Chad?
It is time to stop playing it.
I can tell you something. There was a point during the previous law, right? Now, I don't know if y'all remember. Oil was dropping and dropping and dropping. At one point in time, oil was like close to, if not at or below zero in terms of cost, because obviously airlines weren't flying. There wasn't much cars on the road, and there was no demand for oil. And anybody who did basic economics knows that when the demand is low, you could got all the supply in the world. The supply ain't gonna be worth nothing because there's no demand for it. So the price of oil went, like, I think it was somewhere close to zero.
Yeah.
Any
was
person,
reporting that.
right? So I mean, any person, any economics guru worth his salt would say, well, fuel, oil, diesel, gas, whatever the case may be, is a commodity that is going to be required for the long-term management of any country, any state, any area, any region. So whilst the prices of this current commodity is at its all-time low ever, let me bulk up. Let us bulk up on, let me go and buy as much as we can, which is probably the reason why you're seeing so much other countries who would have maybe done the same, experiencing and enjoying gas prices at the level that they're at. Why didn't Barbados do it? And if Barbados did do it, why then are we still experiencing these prices? We need to have some kind of understanding. And my thing is this, which is a side yard to this current conversation and topic, because I took offense to, and I kind of alluded to it earlier in his own individual monologue, like, you speak, I don't like how the tone that is being used when these people address the Barbadian public. I don't like that. It's like they're speaking to people like they're children. And I don't appreciate it, because at the end of the day, you are accountable to me. I pay your salary. I got you in the job that you are in right now with my ex. You are accountable to me.
Right.
So don't come and patronize me. Don't come and chastise me for my opinion when you are in your job.
Am I getting a little difficulty?
Okay,
You didn't know.
Don't come and chastise me for having an opinion. You need to address and placate my opinion. Tell me why I should not have my opinion. Don't speak to me in a terminology and a tone that tries to tell me I should not have an opinion in your 3-minute monologue, Miss Cummins, good tourism minister. No, I don't appreciate that. Come to the Barbadian public with proper governance, because you saw supposedly what the lady when you went by called it, no, take the 10 lost years or the lost decade or whatever she was calling our election time. If you know what good governance is not, come and show me what good governance is. That's what I want.
And I agree with that 100% because it's more a situation where you telling me that I have a wrong opinion, but you're not telling me what is wrong. You're just putting a big hand over the situation and saying that that's wrong, or it doesn't matter, but you don't show me what matters, or you don't show me what it is in that state. And we can't move forward if we in no direction we're supposed to be going in. And I somehow feel as though something is being covered up from us that really, really important that we need to know, but we're probably not treated on a need to know basis, and that's the way it is in Barbados right now. We living. I make a lot of joke and stuff I make a lot of sport on Instagram, but Barbados is not a real place. But each day I am proving that Barbados is not a real place. Every day I'm proving that Barbados is not a real place.
Somebody here raising about and they want republic, and that's because I remember when we were talking earlier what I wanted to mention with regional integration.
You better go to Republic Bank.
I wish.
I tell you.
I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy.
With regional integration, there should not be such high disparity among the Caribbean states. The duties and the taxes and stuff like it should not be like that.
The fact we should be buying oil as a block.
That is it. So why is it that we are being subjected to this here? And then people are always talking about visions and we are passive and stuff like that. I feel as though it's almost like if you're manipulating situations. And as you just referenced, Tyrone, about the whole discussion leading up to the last elections, and then what we're starting to really see now, this is second term behavior. We were looking for you to show us what was supposed to be the good, the everything about it. You're proving to us that what you same way everybody said all of them is the same thing. We should not be in this position. If as a region we are supposed to reap these benefits, why aren't we in Barbados? Why is it that? And it's not as though we are not even carrying the weight of the others, which was a thing that used to happen years ago. Used to feel as though you're carrying the weight of the smaller islands and this and that. It's not even that. It is not even that. So we really, and then even with what's happening with the Republic, and somebody have calling about this here, I am a proponent for the Republic. I am going to say that straight. I am a proponent for it. But the way that have been moving is like, okay, it is decided that is going to be this time, and then you're not hearing anything. Then you're hearing because when somebody mentioned it, well, this is what is happening, and then you say, okay, well, we can put this something in place. You don't consult with the public or anything like that until after the fact. The same thing with the tourism thing and that blew up in their faces. Then you want to hear from us after you done already made your decisions. What are you saying to us, that we are second-class citizens in our own country?
Yes, that is exactly how they are governing the country.
That's not how it should be. And it's frustrating. It's like, and then you feel as though, just as y'all were saying, that these children, that we don't know what's supposed to be good or bad or indifferent, that we shouldn't have a say, even if you still gonna make your decisions, you're gonna with whatever you had in mind, at least make it feel as let the optics make it seem as though we matter, but it seems as though we don't. I get very flustered and saying, let me pause again.
I get flustered. We got to address these issues need to be addressed with a vibrancy, a fervor. Like we can't continue to be the passive Barbadian mass that politicians are accustomed to writing roughshod over. We cannot continue to be that. That is why I respect again the good brother Olu for trying to put something in place, an actionable item, because that is what Barbadians need. Barbadians are very good to calling on Dr. Brastats and editorials in newspapers and calling and talk to salt on a morning and them kind of things. But actionable items is what required here. A lot of these things, like when we look into this, like some of our sister islands like Jamaica, certain things that the government would try, Jamaicans out in the road, block the road, nobody can pass. Trinidadians, the same thing. I ain't saying that we need to have a uprising in Barbados and be uncivilized, but at the end of the day, if the government feels like, no matter what we do, these people are gonna take it, they're gonna continue, and that is exactly determined the type of communication they will give to people that they know that no matter what we do, when they're gonna take it, I will speak to y'all in this way because of that.
But then you contradict what is you just don't say it, because we do need them to go and block the roads and misbehave and get on because
we have that's the thing, you can't do that
right. That's why he said that it's up to we to do it.
We need
we gotta be the ones to do it, because we can't constantly be doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. A lot of people love to spray and spew that the educated and the smart and the bright.
Last week we saw the podcast that gas is going up, right? We had announced it before it even announced over the weekend. We knew that it was going up by a significant amount. And we was like, yo, are we ready to be that person to not go to the gas station for the next 2 weeks? Or go to the gas station for the next week or so on?
Yeah, just need a week. You just need a week.
But the difference is everybody's finding an excuse when it comes to something like that. But we need strength in numbers. If you have strength in numbers, they have to make a change,
Right, in the 2 years,
these little petitions that we sign off on Facebook, they're not gonna win. But if we actually do something physically, strengthen numbers, something has to give. Because this isn't fair.
It is definitely not.
Before you come in, Janelle, it's like, shout out to my brother, Brian Day in chat. It's like, it's so wide ranging. I saw a meme today with a yellow car and a bunch of red and white clowns getting into the car.
Yeah.
And it was and it was a bunch of BLP members. And it's like, I even as a man that voted for BLP every single time I had the election in Barbados, I laughed at it and I found it funny, and it made me feel in a way, because you know what? I am disappointed with how this country is being governed. I spoke to a good close friend of mine today, and she was telling me about how they did this thing with regards to moving the common entrance exam to this point, and if your children are only coming to school on a particular day if they got an exam, so now the teachers are losing even more teaching time. So I'm like, so y'all don't have a say in this, teachers? And she's like, no, not really. So I'm like, how do teachers don't have a say in teaching children?
What, Sarah? You just hear this was the first time actually can tell you in a while that they actually told the class 4 teachers, they give them the statistics the night before the press conference the next day, and then they held a press conference at the time when we are supposed to be teaching the nation's children. So then even with the other teachers, we if in the classroom, you know what happening? They want consulting want, and then you actually have teachers who are qualified, who can help, that they are not even and they're not even farting on. We had Mrs. Marie on a few weeks ago, and she is a brilliant. I mean, I will blow to her horn because she of our history, but putting that aside, she is well educated, very much for the people's children, and she has a lot of initiatives that she knows can help these children, things to help with this here common interest, maneuvering and stuff like that. She will send information, people sit on it, and then years later, you hear the same thing that she would have spoken about to people in the ministry being brandished at the press conference. Not saying that it came from her, but it possibly could have, because those are things. So this is years later. You understand? So she would have.
What's the general consensus amongst teachers though about the common interest exam?
Well, I know that everybody know that the children tired. You brought out these
Yes.
statistics, and you compare the
Yes.
public and the private, and you want to leave it as implied that the reasons why the private schools would have done better than the public school children. You can't leave that for any. You can't have it as to imply or for people to try to figure out the fact that these children since March last year have not had consistent teaching and strategies that help them
Absolutely
focus and things. So
nonsense.
and the same private schools continue teaching. So we had a whole term that those children were doing revision when the private school children were being taught new concepts. And then that would have continued from September again. We had the children going to school alternate days. Those children were going to school every single day. I mean, hey, you're paying for it. So yes, it will be like that. Then again, the next shutdown, they are teaching every single day, and we are struggling with the online strategies and stuff like that. So what will you expect to happen with the people children? They will be behind. But you're going to now put them under another month and a half now of trying to catch up. They're not catching up. No, okay. The children tired, the teachers tired, I'm sure. And from what I hear from the parents of the task force, they're happy that the day is so far. But what I'm hearing from the teachers now is that they're really tired. What break is going to happen between now and then to give me a minute? What break are they going to get to help recover, and go forward? Because a tired brain ain't get produced much different to what you've seen already in these test results. For us, the second school's supposed to end in another few weeks or whatever. So then we will have to go to school in vacation to supervise the common entrance. People are going to do that. No problem. That's our job. We have no problem with that. But we really are not meeting the needs of these children. We are not meeting the needs of the children in the classroom, in their homes. And then you come into talks and then you telling people what to do. You put in an education reform. Don't even start an education reform, and you're gonna put people in place in education reform. You put together people, and not one person is a current teacher on that education reform something either. What are you saying to us? You're saying that same thing again. What? There are no current teachers. You got all these tired people.
I'm a sore man.
All these strategic people.
I'm a sore man.
But it's the first reform that we have had in many years. So we will see how things go. Because somebody I can call her name, right, if it's okay with the producers. But Mrs. Marie is an excellent person to help with these things. But they fart and punchy.
We're gonna bring in somebody from over and away.
Over and away. That's it, child. Over and away. You have people who are qualified in your own school, and you can consult people from the outside of your school to help you. You got people qualified in your country, and you can
qualified too.
Somebody
well qualified.
I mean, keep doing it all the time, over again, and then you think that song is the reason why crime violence. When you got hungry children and things like that, and people who get poor people because they're poor in education and poor in finances, and we're not doing anything to help them from the ground up. What do you think happened in the country? You think that the crime rates that we have today is a reflection of only today? This is something built coming. These 20-something-year-olds, this has been something in the work for years because we have not reformed things.
David Skinner here talking my language, boy.
Who?
David Skinner. The man said, "Are we willing to put our life and the lives of our family for the cause? Because that is what it would take if we really want to see change." You can't play podcast because
I think he was on last week.
He had asked right from last week. I remember.
Yeah,
that's a reality.
Though.
That's a reality. If you ain't willing to sacrifice something, you can't be willing to win something. That's the truth. Because fortune does favor the bold. So if you ain't bold enough and you're willing to lose something, you can't gain something. Yet again, short-term suffering, long-term gain. But we just in the right mentality. Enough of us are able to have these conversations. We're able to pinpoint the issues. We don't have the solutions, but we do know that we don't want to be inconvenienced to get the result. That's the reality. We ain't got enough people that are willing to do what is right and take a little loss or a big loss in order to make things happen. So we can go stay here. this is we position right now. So that's why that every time, no matter who is in, it is going to constantly be the same result. It's just
Chad,
same script, different guys.
it's funny, but say no matter who is in, because it's just like the general report and all these different blame games that the government is playing where one government is blaming on the previous administration, then the previous administration is blaming on the previous.
That's politics. That's politics.
It'd be a circle. And it's like you blaming this body, and nobody, once again, we're back at accountability. Nobody can say, well, I can be the person to make the difference. I can be the person to take the matter no and solve this problem that we have right now. But we just want to play the blame game to clear rename because we want to run next. We want to run next election. We want to clear rename to make it seem as though I ain't got nothing to do with this. But I got more respect for somebody that can up and handle a situation as opposed to somebody that can just trip point next person, try next. Because any day is here to be dealt with right now. We have a lot of problems.
Don't forget how many times we had. Don't forget how many times we had the conversation. We had that conversation many times where that we noticed that to continue a chain takes absolutely no effort. To break it calls for everything.
Yes.
A lot of people are not willing to give everything in order to change that. There's too much yellow. There's too much red tape to go through in order to make that happen. And a lot of people are not willing to do what's necessary.
That was a pun on yellow and red, I think, GLP, or that was just...
Better just checking to see if one of those keeping up with me.
Paying attention,
Yeah, that was
philosophy, man.
But you know that really and truly, when you really think about it on a different level, governments, as you just said rightly, Kater, have no real incentive to be efficient. Think about it. Governments have no incentive to be efficient to the Barbadian public or to the public in general. Governments have no incentive. What do you get from being transparent, accountable,
efficient?
Right. What do you get as a government for that?
Get nothing.
What do you get for that?
Nothing.
You get absolutely nothing. What do you get from misappropriating funds, outright stealing, breathing palms, all that? What do you get? Rich,
healthy, affiliated,
correct.
connected.
So you have no reason to be efficient. You have no reason to be efficient. None. I could only imagine how. Now you say so. I could only imagine how Don just probably looking on at the situation right now, like, okay. Don got me looking on like that, looking on like
4:30.
I can't believe what's happening. Don got me looking on like that right now.
Yeah.
It's true.
And when the one get from my case, about a little 30 grand, but nobody ain't saying there about 430 mil. My look. Let me move off of this ASO, man, because this ASO does only put you in a state of what the hell? What can you do? You just feel the despair and things. That's the truth. But I want to say, let me bigger some sponsors here tonight because without them they can be no us. They have been with us for this full year. The full year. They got Trader Cuts Barber Studio. Andrew finally in the chat. And again, we love talking just now. They got yourself any bigger. It's the Trader Cuts Barber Studio. Boom. We got Barely Sober Entertainment. We still waiting for the go ahead for a little get the I know. Yes. But we got content down.
Yes, let me get it.
Keep telling you.
Going on.
Big up Seabell anywhere. There. Get with yourself together, ladies. Get with yourselves together.
Try you got bigger is we do. You got bigger.
That's what.
It's entertainment top tier all the time.
I know
top tier.
I got something to say about this.
I want to hear it too, yo.
So I never saying nothing more. I don't talk. I can let to. I want to do.
I try you can introduce it. When from the time you said Barry Sober, I was like, yo.
Yeah, it come back to me. It just clicked back in. But I want the man who actually in this industry and that field to talk on it. I just put the
Tyrone drop out.
Go ahead, Keita.
Yeah, Keita, you can start the ball rolling.
I don't even know where to start because to be honest, I see the reports.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see this whole tourist related events where I can't figure out why we is reward everybody but ourselves. I just feel as though we've always the problem. Me and you that got a blue ID card. We is the problem. We is the problem.
Wait, no, you said
Me,
ID cards when the new ones coming out.
I don't have a cure right now, Jack. I'm not bigger problem than blue ID card.
All right, continue, my brother.
We don't get reward for nothing. It just be a situation where we got to take the brunt. Anything that go wrong is us. You know what I'm saying? Anything that go wrong is always be we. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to reward, who we can reward tourism, man, because tourism is important. We don't go to live here every day. We don't go to live in this.
Boy, this thing got so much angles.
Yeah, we'll call it paradise. But we can offer an
It's a
event.
paradise. This country that we live in.
Right.
Yeah.
We can offer an event to tourists. Before, because we haven't we still got a curfew. We still got a flipping curfew.
For no reason.
Kita or Kita?
I don't care what you call me right now. We still got a
Listen.
flipping curfew.
I can get another PC. I can get another PC saying something. Things could be worse. You must agree. But
That we be in chance really love the best country.
That shit probably was a million back
Listen,
then.
right? That song is as real as
from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We on a curfew. We ain't gonna open back.
No, talk when you talking. I just gave you the background. I just said
promoters out here struggling. People out there that shouting. Everybody, a man out here struggling. Everybody struggling. But what's important? People from overseas. People from overseas are important to have an event for them. But I get real hate with this because I did try my best when I studied this for the past 2 days. For the time I see it, I was real pissed. I get real pissed. You wouldn't even know. I don't get pissed by regular.
Before you start, Ronka, I know you get.
Go ahead, John.
No, I just wanted to say from leaning from what Keita said, and based on that thing, I don't want to forget that I feel as though certain directives are being changed to suit the tourism thing happening and not suit the Barbadian populace. So I want to put that in because when Tyrone start, as the show direction go by, I want us to remember that because
that is very well said.
That it ain't got nothing to do with we might be rejoicing on we as in the people, but not about us.
I want some like-minded Barbadians to come with me. Let me go to Bathsheba. Let me pick up some really nice pointy rocks, and wherever these people that coming in for this party, we whistle them straight through the crowd.
Yeah.
I put in it on me as a Barbadian community. Barbados. Here we're going on. I got to protect us.
Inciting violence, not do that.
Right now we are at 0. And we have one little case every now and again. When they come out here, watch and see that cases start to go up again. I protect him out here.
It could be another brownie or panini that will cause it cases.
Yeah, correct. They was said that I had a domino match up in St. Peter, and that was very star. The night drinking a little rum. Yeah. Choose the night because they ain't got no curfew name, and then they was said that was a cluster that start the new. The news.
Big. I can show you. I can show you what the problem is. I can show you what the problem of the Barbados Tourism Authority and Tourism Board is. Right? They probably have laid out what the game plan is for the Barbadian public as it relates to the whole COVID situation in Barbados and when they're gonna let me back outside, which I know that's gonna annoy me when that starts to happen. But anyhow, let me get sidetracked with that. What they did not account for was here where being announced and Barbadians catching on to it and blowing it up on social media and making the wider Barbadian public aware that there was a outside quote-unquote party coming here. Well, people still inside, and when you look at the COVID numbers that people don't even look at anymore, care about, we still inside under curfew, under lockdown, under restrictions. So you bring in a party here with people, and the promoter is promoting the party using even Barbadian music. Big Barbadian DJ down through the comments, puffy and everything. So these people could not have brought this thing here without consulting with the relevant authorities. This is why I get upset with this. And it ties directly into the gun situation. These people cannot bring this thing here without the approval of the authority. People in authority. So you can tell me that here where you could promote an event for people to book their hotel stay, their parties, the taxis, etc., etc., etc. Barbadians gotta live under the duress of a lockdown, the duress of restrictions or mandates, and we can't even go after 12 o'clock on a Thursday night. But tourists could plan ahead to know them outside in Barbados in 2 weeks. Tell me how that works.
We got COVID to force it. So the rest of the world got COVID. Here's a different COVID we got here. You understand? This COVID different than the rest of the world. We got. But I don't
Tell me how it works. I don't understand how it works. So when you Barbadians up in arms about this circumstance, and then you miss. I just don't like to call people by the proper titles and things, because when you disrespect me intellectually, I will disrespect you too. That's the truth. That is the honest truth. I that kind of firebrand, because it's like Miss Lisa Cummings, you are my alumni. Yes, good, all right, but you cannot get on your 3-minute rant chastising Barbados for having an opinion. Are you mad? You got people coming here to party, and Barbadians desperate for a social gathering. I had to try to do it. You can send a COVID unit, but people could plan for a gathering whenever it is in July. And you feel aware because Barbadians have been made aware ahead of probably when you want to tell us, yeah, one could go outside, like if we grounded. And Barbadians, before you go on, Chad, see this thing that one can be getting up, and when eventually, because she's going to come up with good news. When she come and say, our research is done, events, this is numbers that can have at the event, and one of these things about we outside, thank you, Mia, whatever. Understand that government does not control your ins and outs, your freedoms to go outside and socially interact. Understand that. When you accept that a government does that, then they will continue to do it. So they can say, oh, you outside? All right,
my man drop out again.
You outside, so you can be inside now. Do not accept lockdowns going past this point. Do not accept it. We will not be inside again. We will manage the circumstance because we are adults, and adults can manage children. The government and above me in a God fashion to tell you are going to inside and lock. You can manage your circumstance.
Listen, my next thing to talk about is you know how they were stating that a lot of the well-known beach businesses were actually allowed to operate, and the average Joes were not. That was when the first cruise ship was back into Barbados, which was on Monday this week, correct?
Yeah.
Monday was when they allowed the first cruise ships to dock officially. So, you see, yet again, every time that we have a conversation, we are noticing the very wide gaps that are in Barbados for one group or groups, and then a separate behavior pattern, set of rules to be followed, expectations, etc. for the other group or groups. I have said this before, and I can say it again now. How many more? Oh shoot, that's another John King song.
No, it's not. You continue. Be paying attention, okay? That's what you want.
How many more?
You're not even talking for Creed, Chad. You're not talking for Creed.
Lord,
How
no.
many more? How many more are we going to?
You are nothing
I don't
but
know. Yeah, I don't know how many more tangible pieces of evidence we need in order to turn our corner. Like, how we want to condemn the state for the killings of unarmed black men or black people. Or you can't just say black women get killed too. And like, how much more are they going to take before they decide to take matters in their own hands? That's the question that I got for us as a Barbadian community. How many more situations blatantly shoved in our face, down our throats, are we going to take before we say, all right, enough is enough, I had enough of that, and it's time for me now to set up for what we want to do, because we've been butting our heads onto the wall for 18 decades. It's time for it to change. We're going to be 50. How much years old this year? 54 or 55?
Somebody checking? 55 though.
Listen, but don't feel no way about that. Don't feel no way about that because
nothing has changed.
What changed?
Listen, nothing has changed. David Skinner has, I call him person name, sorry, but a person said in the chat that we may end up in a worse position than in 1937.
Yeah.
And honestly, right? When the crap hit the fan, we really
shit hit the stick.
Huh?
Really shit hit the stick.
Yes. We can be in a real state in this country. But it should not take one man to agitate. Right now we all gotta come together and really push. Because if we pushing, the social media ain't making a difference. The songs they may sing ain't making a difference. What violence and thing, that's the only thing that's gonna make a difference for people to wake up. That was the only thing that I woken up the people in the same 1937. That's why it gotta come to for us to be treated like we belong here and you're not doing everything for everybody else.
So we go
doing anything, it's like a strike or something.
We know all we can choose on it today. And that can be
I hope not. I don't
want
you see this next situation to us again, governance again. This thing about I don't like people insulting my intelligence. I got a problem with that. I always had a problem with people insulting my intelligence. See this thing about hoteliers coming in and talking about tourists demanding only vaccinated staff.
Only tourists demand the mother.
No, Chad, hold on, stop before you get there. Don't let me get there, Chad. Don't do that. Because you know what that is? That is propaganda. Don't fall for that BS. Because there's no way a tourist is going to come here, get a taxi, get a Zara, get a minibus, get on oysters, get Harson's Cave, get up on the beach, demanding that staff be vaccinated. That is BS. Don't fall for that. This is a hotelier's game to try to get the staff to go and get the inoculation that they might be hesitant towards. Okay. So there's no way a tourist is going to come here to this country and do all them things with everybody walking to the tourist and say, you want to buy some mahogany birds, you want to buy some China smoke, you want to buy China Smith, you want to eat some food, you want to drink a drink. Got the tourist and ask them, oh, I can't speak to you. Do you have a vaccine? No.
Do you have a vaccine card?
So tell me why then a tourist can tell you,
show me your vaccine card.
I ain't coming to you hotel unless everybody vaccinated, but I can go to you. I can go into your entire island and tell everybody whether or not they are vaccinated. That's BS. Don't fall for it. Right? Don't fall for it.
That's a really good perspective. You met me almost like it, but I still got it different. Then whoever it is, I come up with that. Because yet again, it always comes down to the fact that you are given bits and pieces of information that you cannot disprove. You know, because I could say Keita said this, but because you know Keita, you could call Keita and find out if he did. But if I tell you, Debbie Simpson said this, you don't have access to her to find out if it is that she says so or not.
Exactly.
You know, so you are correct. Because stories
Exactly.
could be from one person to 50 people.
Because
And if you were to do an individual study, if I was to stand up next to you, every tourist that passed, were you one of the people that said that you don't want to talk about the vaccine? No? Okay, thank you.
The first thing you got to ask the tourists if them got the vaccine, because we ain't shutting out vaccinated, unvaccinated people. From what I understand, everybody can come different quarantine times. So you can't tell me that everybody coming here, vax or unvax, asking for all the staff to be vaxxed. That's BS. You are BSing me. That's what you don't like about people trying to insult my intelligence in governance.
Yeah, I agree. It's 9 o'clock already, yeah? She's on bread. Look, this thing is going too hard on the night.
Yes, it's true. It's fly.
So, anybody had anything else to say, to add? Because I want to just, cut it short there. Because we still got to give ending thoughts.
Nah, I ain't got no else, sorry.
No, I
know Keita the offset from the time we talk barely sober.
Yeah, I get peeves because it's still peeves.
Yeah.
Like, whenever on some
It's true.
they still can get back for these
True,
things,
boy.
but
It's true.
that's fair. That's fair to the
it
people.
isn't.
It's like the people that anytime the people them, the man them and the women them, but here got something to do.
Right.
Be an issue. We the scapegoat. We the boys gotta feel the wrath when something bad happen, but we gotta accommodate the others when something special gonna happen. We gotta accommodate the others, and I don't agree with that. Cause that's all that pretty much is. I can't understand that idea just come out the sky.
All right, then.
When you plan
Them know ahead of time.
Of course,
That
it
must
is.
be done tell the people, be opening by X date. But the barbarian public don't know.
Try to understand you don't know, but when you're planning events, right? Just go plan events for months in advance.
Right, but that's what I had to tell you and to run to talk because I don't have any experience in that.
Right, I just want to know. No. You gotta do marketing. You just gotta get sponsorship. You just gotta run. You just gotta run our ads. You just gotta do. Well, in them states, probably they ain't gonna do flyers, but you gotta do email blast. All these things will happen. And you can even understand what our numbers would even travel for an event like this. When you travel to an event, it'd be a big thing. So you just got a whole package in place. Right. You can't just go on in and say, yo, this is a good idea. This ain't for your festival. This ain't serious, bro.
You know we can come back here for this conversation again when we get legalized, huh?
When we get legalized, or we?
Yeah, because weed. Because
weed.
See how you said
same thing happen again.
You have to plan ahead of time for certain things, have licenses, have dispensaries set up, have things in the ground to grow, to put together. It's like that long to pass Friday and then Monday businesses will be open.
But you really feel that we can ever get legalized in our business? We get
it can get, but that's what I mean. I mean enough for it to be able to be done without any stigma attached to it, like the police going and saying, "Are we taking up this and we burning that," or whatever the case may be. So I do believe that it will be decriminalized and stuff. So closing comments.
Yeah.
Janelle, come talk to the people there, man.
I started being treated like a second-class citizen in my country.
Facts.
It really is time that this changes. It is time though, for real, on a real. And I definitely about advocating for change. Enacting change, it starts with me. Since the whole gas went up, I have not filled up my tank either. I will do the bare minimum. I still have children, and where I live compared to where they go to school it's difficult for me to get a bicycle and stuff like that. But so I have to pay my part. But even listen, I already told them. I said that if when it comes to the last couple of weeks of school, them again beginning school, if these are prices and stuff like that, they will stay home.
Correct.
And I will get the bus. I will hitch a ride, But it starts with us because we can't sit down. Let it continue like this here. Honestly, I've had enough already. So that's my closing words for tonight.
Facts.
All right. So you want to talk to the people there, my brother?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to Rusty. I want to shout out to Shane, Bynes, all my friends in chat, and all the the good comments and the good interaction that we had over the course of the last hour or so. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all of them about tuning in. And I want to say, please like the video. Please share the video with like-minded persons and everybody else for that matter, because really and truly at this point in time, we are all frustrated and fed up, and we want the message
More
to get out
people
there.
fed up.
So share the message, share Up Inside Your podcast last week, this week, all the rest historically. And let me get something going action item wise. Please. Let me get it going.
Well,
Yeah.
they're saying,
For me-
they say so saying, be careful that don't start charging me for rating bicycles, because if everybody start to pick up that train, they will find a way to charge that there too,
Believe
They
it.
start pulling you over where you licenses for this here, so the little red, the little red triangle.
My final words though is thank you guys so much for a year of support. I see a lot of people in the chat. I was there with you from day one, like Rico and Rusty, Aisha,
Yeah, like she used to control consistently.
Get the gun.
Consistent.
All the people that was there from day one, we lots of people.
Yeah, Titus. Yeah, Tyrone.
All right then.
You don't
Lots
know.
of people, keep your hands. All them people that was there, we from
Yeah.
day one. Much respect, man. Much respect.
Enough respect to Allery Media Productions, cause without
Yeah,
me,
For sure.
they ain't no we. But he got sent to end with the people.
For sure.
Yes, Chad. Come through, Chad. Come through. Come out, things.
Yeah, we're good.
Come
Before
out,
you say
things.
happy birthday
What
to
going
us,
on?
I didn't hail you out when Kita started. So you go ahead, Chad. Happy birthday. I didn't big us
Oh,
up.
to up inside your okay. Yeah. Don't know.
Big up,
We
Wolf, say
don't know.
happy birthday.
So I
It's
just
a
right
good
now,
birthday.
let's saying that I
It's a good birthday.
want to say here, so I know. Right? So, the plane just crashed with the gas. Higher price and with blood clot. You think things deliciously sweet? You must be sipping from barefoot pink Moscato, man. Let me talk about the taxpayers' money. This ain't a haha joke, because this ain't funny. 430 million's gone down the drain. BWA, you there? But you can't get no water. You put in certain parishes, the ball in that complaint. They talk about guns all across the areas, but that little 11-year-old girl that about to give birth, what happened to she? Well, hey. And the last thing I want to say is to the people, so let me climb on top of the pulpit. In fact, let me go ahead and go up on the steeple. Start these corporations trade when it's an easy writing off big checks, calling it charity. They don't care about you, me, or mine. All they care about is them bottom line. So don't be a goat thinking things fine. Time for solidarity amidst the majority. It's about past time. Time to make this shit a part of the past. Lyrics, you little ass. Baby,
Lyrics, you little
You been excited for that?
That's our mood tonight. So, as usual, people, I just want to say thank you so much. Don't forget, next week gonna be our finale episode for this season, and then we're gonna be off for a little bit. We're gonna let one know.
We get on vacation.
We're going on vacation for real. So, with that being said, thank you for being here with us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. until 9 or a little bit after, as we usually do. But we are very, very thankful for the support. We are a family building. Look how we got another family member a part of the situation now. So big up Tyrone for coming through and constantly being there, willing to come through and bringing more dynamics to the situation. I'm really happy. I feel sweet. I love the fact that we are constantly growing. We got big things still to come.
Yeah, boy.
We got big things still to come.
We got giveaways.
Only up from here. Yeah, we got 90.
Like, share, subscribe, people.
Correct.
Like, share,
Yeah, you
subscribe.
gotta do it.
Like the thing, man.
You gotta do it.
Yes.
You gotta do it. So let me head out in here, man. I know that my people gotta be tired. We had long days today, man. But as
It's
usual,
true.
people,
95
give thanks so much. We appreciate one so much. Words cannot describe that. And we don't wanna then know we. Yeah, man. Good night. People. We out.
Good night.
Thank you for coming through, people. Bye-bye.
Well, big respect to all rude boy from near about and farm. Guns up. Spark the Benz about it, don't know.
Rude boy,
right from east, west, north, and south.
Hey, yo. Gunshot to blow.
In wartime and more time, you step out your door, things can get very hardcore. For sure, that's what guns are for. The map 10 will clap them festival, you know it's gonna like a ball. That's what guns are for.
So we sing bad man. We no run away, we wish shot fast the whole weather night with a them and a bad man. We no ramp and play, you we dead, how we mean where we say, gunman. Let me see your gun from you know out the road from a boy, you no run a coulda Satan. All I wanna say is I must have somebody, never let me touch somebody. Gun in the hand, you think say man a rap up and play. You know this about the and all the city gets spare. Body in a alley boy, you act a funny way. Troublemaker in a band and the cold can be clear. One them and them still a make a bang a wrong move. Now them wish that them situation improve. But we don't select and have one up in a the grove. And the first knock shot up on me home.